The final event of the day is the Pauline Robinson Handicap, 1400 metres, and it is confined to horses who won one race in the last year on a metro track. Horses we'll take a look at include Zabadoo in a purple patch of form, Super Scenic very close to another win. Alcedo brought up the hat-trick last start. It is in a purple patch of form. And also Burnsy, this exciting 3-year-old who just arrived on the scene on May 26th and blew them all away in a first-up effort. OK, the first horse we'll take a look at, though, is Zabadoo. For the Murray Dillon stable in those green and yellow colours. Horse in terrific form, stable in wonderful form. Here he was leading. This is last week, Zabadoo, leading all the way over the 1200 metres.
Had a great run on the inside of Sleek Tanique, and then came Sweet Boots. A length off those came Zarobbo, followed by the other grey in at the head of the others. Silver Rolls, Medicine Man strung up on the inside, then Rooftop Grove, and Kaluto is next to last. Balancing at the 300, Surprise Impact now throws down the gauntlet to Zabadoo. Western Force third. Down the outside, Sweet Boots. Zabadoo in front of Surprise Impact. Kadar looking for an inside run. Western Force running on. Zabadoo, though, has shrugged them off from Western Force, then Kadar on the fence, but it's all the way for Zabadoo. Zabadoo too strong, beat Western Force. Camera for third, Kadar close up.
Another horse I've always had a lot of time for is Storm Closure for Michael Pateman's yard. Last start, returned to form in a good race at Northern. We've already had a winner come out of that event. The rider is Paddy Carberry. Funny enough, the man who went back on to get Storm Closure back into the winning list. And again, he's chatting with Wes Cameron.
Pat, good to see Storm Closure back in form at Northern last start.
Yeah, he hasn't won a race for a long time, but hopefully he'll take that win and continue on from here.
Plenty of tricks in his arsenal. I know Michael Pateman was tearing his hair out before the last start victory.
Yeah, I was getting a little bit concerned in the run because he was off the bridle and they were sort of going quite hard. But once I got him into the clear, he took a while to wind up, but he ended up winning with a little bit in hand.
He's drawn wide for this assignment. The field, there's some that are racing well. No doubt you'll be getting back.
Yeah, it's a pretty open race. He's probably better off drawing out than in. Obviously not that far out, but you know, he's a horse that if he gets bottled up, he switches off and he's hard to get going again. So I don't think the barrier will be too much of a concern.
Yes, the horse that Storm Closure beat at Northern was in stall, and in stall was able to win at Belmont on Wednesday. OK, we'll take a look at now at Super Scenic. We're back here on May 26th, and Jason Brown, he's one of those horses, Super Scenic, in the blue and yellow colours that has to be ridden to perfection. And while Jason Brown was keeping Nova Safala in a pocket, in a zip fastener, Mr. Lover Lover got the run, zoomed home and beat Super Scenic. We'll have a look at this run and we'll talk a little bit more about his chances on Saturday.
Along the side, and Black Amber making play at a good pace, out by a little over a length on Silent Drummer. On the inside, third, Nova Safala. There goes Kaleido. Kaleido's moved up now third, 3 deep coming around the turn, followed by Super Scenic, and then Basto Man on its outside, followed then by Captain Zero and Harkaway, but Kaleido reached the lead. On the outside of Black Amber, Super Scenic holding Nova Safala in a zip fastened pocket, and here's Captain Zero running on at the 175. Super Scenic grabbed Kaleido, Black Amber, Captain Zero closing. Here's Mr. Lover Lover, they getting out of the ground. Mr. Lover Lover went to them, grabbed the lead, and Mr. Lover Lover drew away to score. Won it by a length on Super Scenic or Captain Zero. Fourth in Nova Safala. From well back, Docker War ran on. Then Black Amber, Kaleido, High Drama, Lady Noir, Harkaway.
Yes, Super Scenic, last 2 runs, 1600 metres. Just freshened up back to 1400 metres. Not a lot of pace in this race, and we'll chat about the possible speed maps in it when we go through our selections. But we mentioned earlier on the Lou Luciani trained Alcedo. Brought it 3 in a row. Have a look at this run from back in the field, storming home in those green, red and white colours.
Pine Lad, who quickly dropped the bit behind them. He's back there running about 5th down the side, joined by 10 Pin improving. Yippee-Yi-Yi is on the rail, and then 3/4 fractional. Around the outside goes Storm. Yippee-Yi-Yi struck a bit of bother there, had to check off heels. Alcedo going up wider. Observation back behind them, looking for the way clear. The same could be said for Wyndham Star. They turn Mr. Radar in front of Monsoon under the stick, straightening up. King Tut near the rail third. Alpine Lads got through an opening though to quickly join them with 10 Pin. Alcedo down the outside coming with his runner. 150 to go though, and Alcedo on the outside went past Alpine Lad, 10 pin and observation, and Alcedo starting to stride away from them. He's a smart young horse in the making. He's done it again, Alcedo. He beat 10 pin observation. Alpine Lad back near the inside in a photo for fourth with Wyndham Star and Prince Cadad.
Okay, that's Alcedo in a purple patch of form. Horse was almost sacked from the Luciani camp a month ago, but Louis pleaded with the owners and said he's about to hit his best form and has done that with 3 wins since running third at Northam. Those runs have been off a strong pace, and Jason Whiting's been the man riding the horse. Let's have a listen to Jason and Wes Cameron in action at Belmont Park.
Jason, all of a sudden Alcedo has learnt what the Cape is all about and stringing win after win together.
Yeah, no, the horse has really sort of learned how to find the line. He's racing really well. Just a month ago, he was just about on his last chance, and he's turned the corner for us.
Yeah, it's amazing how that pans out, isn't it? But his past 2 wins here at Belmont have been super victories coming from behind.
Yes, no, he's been drawn a bit awkward. We've just been riding him a little bit quiet. He's the same again Saturday. We'll ride him the same way, but I expect him to be finishing strong.
Now we go to this exciting 3-year-old Burnsy. Just arrived on the scene and blew them away. Let's have a look at him. Back in the field. Young Robert Marcoux had the ride on this day, claimed the 3, and Burnsy put them to the sword.
1.5 to Deb's Empire, and then came Rich Ken, just getting up onto heels and having to steady. A length off them, Crown Point Jubilation is next on the fence, and 3/4 to Burnsy. A length and a half away is Sabin Sunday, and last as they come around the bend is Pentreff. All Fury ridden along in front, 400 metres out, leads the way over Lashino and Blueless over on the fence. One away, Rich Ken now into the open, starts to run on, and they're followed by Crown Point and Jubilation. All Fury in front, down to the 200 though over Lashino. Rich Ken though joined them quickly. Rich Ken reached the lead, and here comes Burnsy from the back of the field with a great run. Rich Ken from Burnsy. Burnsy flying. Burnsy grabbed them, and Burnsy too good. Burnsy beat Rich Ken. Dead heat third. Couldn't split it between Crown Point and All Fury. Then Blueless, Lashino weakening, followed home by Pentreff. Jubilation next in.
Not too sure about the strength of the form of that race, although Rich Ken by then would have raced in the Belmont Guineas, and we'll get an idea if it's been franked or not. By the way he joined in though, he's an exciting type with a claim for Marcoux, gets into this race with very little weight on his back, and he's an exciting type of a galloper. The 3-year-old there, Burnsy, trained by Adrian Burns. Selections though in the last of the day. Let's hope we've got this right as well. 1, 3 and 5. Zabadoo from the Red Hot Madrigali owned stable and trained by Murray Dillon. I can see Zabadoo getting a very easy lead. Alan Kennedy's claim is smart from barrier 1, could dictate and get the money. 3 Super Scenic has to be ridden centimetre perfect. Jason Brown can do that on the Jimmy Taylor trained horse. And Burnsy, look, if they overcook it or tall, and if they can run on late in the race, it'll be the one flashing home. So 1, 3 and 5 here in the last of the day on Belmont Sprint Day. We'll take a break. Before we do, here's West Oz Racing, www.getonto that site and find all you need to know about Perth racing.